Hi, my name is Alexis Gotham, and this is my home energy audit for BBE 2201. Just to provide a little context on where this audit is taking place, I currently live in a 100-year-old home with 4 of my friends and 2 cats. The house is not very well insulated, and our appliances are generally not very efficient. However, my roommates and I try to save energy by increasing the temperature on our thermostat in the summer, avoiding turning on lights, washing our laundry in cold water, and closing our blinds at night to preserve heat. Now on to some background about energy. Minnesota currently generates about 4,301 megawatts of energy through coal, nuclear, wind, natural gas, and other renewable sources. As a state, we consumed roughly 1,914 trillion BTU in 2018 through different sectors like industrial, transportation, residential, and commercial. Per person, this is 329 million BTU. The residential sector consumed 432 trillion BTU in 2018. Looking closer into residential energy, we can break down how much energy a Minnesotan home uses. Compared to the US's average of 914 kilowatts per month, Minnesota only uses an average 750 kilowatts per month. This is used over a variety of things like space heating and cooling, appliances and electronic devices, lighting, and water heating. In my home, I was able to measure different appliances, devices, and lights. For my home energy audit, I went around and measured common items I use in my house. From the chest freezer to the toaster, lamps, fans, vacuums, and the coffee maker, I measured a total of 12 different devices or appliances. I was able to do this through a kilowatt meter plugged into accessible outlets. These images show my process of plugging in different items and measuring their wattage. Once I knew what objects I was measuring, I made a weekly time log to track how much my roommates and I use these items. Most of them are considered constant power devices, where the instantaneous wattage is the same throughout the use of that device. The wattage per day can be calculated through simply multiplying the wattage used by how many hours you used it for. The other type is called a variable power device. The only example I could measure was our chest freezer. To do this, I had to leave the meter in for 24 hours and measure how much power it used over time, since the instantaneous wattage changes throughout the day. To calculate the daily wattage of a variable power device, you first need to find the average wattage used each hour and then multiply that by 24 hours. Once I was able to combine the wattage of each device and the average time per day that it was used, I was able to calculate wattage per day. However, this does not always reflect the total energy used. For example, the coffee maker uses energy even when it's not making coffee. I had to include this wattage and time to the overall wattage for the day. Once I had all these calculations, I could convert them to kilowatts a day, and then a month, and then added them up to see how much of the total energy bill these take up. Of the 12 devices I measured, it totaled 61.1769 kilowatts per month. After I finished my calculations, I looked up my home's energy bill and was surprised to see how far off I was. My home's energy usage this last month was 1,076 kilowatts, costing us $173.17, and totaling 1,439.69 pounds of emissions. This is a wide gap in totals, and I'm attributing it to the lack of data from space heating and cooling, water heating, and most of the lighting in large devices. Most of these devices I was not able to measure directly due to them not having an accessible outfit for me to reach. Our energy usage for the month of June was significantly higher than that of other months. I think this is from the increased use of fans and space cooling. Throughout this project, I learned how much energy some of the things in my house use. Certain devices, like the lights in my room or the electric kettle, surprised me with how much more energy they took. I wish I would have been able to measure some of the larger appliances and compare them to newer and more efficient versions, or even to other devices in my house. Some improvements that my roommates and I can make is unplugging things that use phantom power, actively reducing the amount of lights turned on, and using curtains to keep our heating and cooling costs down. Other improvements that could be made is switching to LED lights, better sealing and insulating around the windows, and investing in more efficient appliances. Throughout this project, I used many sources from the U.S. Energy Information Administration as well as Minnesota Power. Thank you for watching my presentation. Have a great day.